Good morning. I'm glad you stopped by this morning. This is the Jim of All Trades channel, and I'm Jim. I'm a Forex trader and a crypto trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott Wave perspective. I am an Elliott Wave trader and here to help you understand the waves, how they're being made, and where we think they're going based upon Elliott Wave principles. A couple things before we get going. Just want to invite you to our Litecoin swing trading community on, that's a mouthful, sorry. It's on Facebook right here. If you'd like to join us, it's a free group of learning traders. I started the place. I started the group years ago just as a place for learners to have a safe environment to share their charts that they're just learning how to do. And it's just grown from there. We have about 560 members almost, and all of us are learning and sharing our information together. Some of us are seasoned traders as well as and a lot of us are just brand new traders. And so don't be afraid to come on in. Okay, so come on in. That's a great group to get your feet wet in trading. Also, want to just remind you about my Patreon group if you're the kind that just wants a little bit more individual attention. And just a thank you for supporting me on Patreon and what I'm doing here in my daily calls. I want to invite you to the bottom of the description where Patreon link is there. You can support me on Patreon. I'll add you to our Telegram group where I give nightly videos and analysis as well as I'm available for personal questions and just personal interaction on a regular basis, just as a thank you for your support. We're going to look at Litecoin and Bitcoin. We're going to look at Litecoin and Bitcoin this morning and tell you where I think we're headed. I called for a potential false move to the upside yesterday, and it looks like we're getting it. I think it's still a false move to the upside, and we should be heading down. I think we're going to get a big move to the downside, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, and I always want to caveat that I could be wrong. But again, what I'm doing here on the channel is not telling you. Some people say, "Well, Jim, you said it could go up or it could go down." Well, that's exactly right. It could go up or it could go down. But based upon the wave structure, the way things are measuring, based upon Elliott Wave rules, what are we seeing in the chart that would give us any kind of indication of which direction it's going to go? Are there any clues? Is there any bias that we can have in our trading, and can we prepare for trade setups to do that? All right, so let's take a peek at Litecoin very quickly and see what we've got going on. Um, Litecoin's a little challenging, and let me tell you why. This right here, makes Litecoin challenging. Okay, now this is you see this big wick down here, and this wick is actually the low. This is not as low as this. So that's something to consider. Um, Generally, if that's the case, that means this part is part of this wave, and that's an ABC. Okay, we've got another ABC to the downside, and we've got a third ABC, and this would be called a W, X, and a Y formation. Okay, when we measure that right now, each of those waves is measured correctly. Correctively, you can see how this one came up to the one-to-one extension. If I measure the second wave there, this one has come up to the 1276 and has wicked through it. Called for that last night in the live stream. We it and well, I called for that in yesterday's video. Way when the price was down here, I said expect to push up here to about $67. That's what we came up to, about 67.30, and we came on down. Now, so the question is, what are we doing here? Is this going to continue on down? My guess is that yes, this is the first wave, and this is the second wave. We're going to have a third wave coming down. Before long. That's my guess. That's what I'm thinking. That's what my bias is. This is stopped. Now, what would we be looking for if Jim Pierce is wrong? I don't think I am, but what if I am wrong and this is actually going up? Well, this would be a one wave and a two wave. We would exclude this wick right here. We just call this a one and a two, and then we would be looking for price to come on up here to 68.44 for a third wave. This is very corrective in nature. It doesn't look impulsive. It looks corrective, but it could turn into impulsive. I imagine the market makers really don't follow Elliott Wave rules. They can do whatever they want, but generally the market sticks by these rules. So this could be a one, a two. We would expect the three to come up beyond 68.44, the 1.618 region. We're going to see a four wave coming down and then a five. Okay, so we would expect some kind of move like that. Probably up here to the structure zone here, about $72. That's a potential. That's if it becomes an impulsive wave. Nothing here is measuring impulsively, so I doubt that that's going to happen. But I want you to be prepared for the possibility. Now, I don't want you to freak out at the possibility if it does that. What do you do if it goes up there? Well, price comes up here, you're going to get a pullback. Okay, if price comes up here to the 1618, you're gonna get a pullback generally about 30% pullback. On that 30% pullback, you can enter your trade and trade the fifth wave to the upside. Okay, but you've got to make sure that that price exceeds about 66.40, 68.44, and doesn't just wick beyond it. You want to make sure price substantially comes up to it and remains there for a little while. Then it will come down. Okay, so be careful there. But right now, this is looking very good, like a W, an X, and a Y, and we should be coming down in 5 waves. Now, where do we expect it to land? I'm really having a hard time with targets here right now, but I'm looking at anywhere between $58 and $60, looking for a move down here. What I'm really going to do is watch Bitcoin, and I'm going to, as Bitcoin reaches the target that I have set for Bitcoin, I'm going to be watching Litecoin, and I'm going to use Bitcoin as my what's the word? As my signal caller for when to enter into Litecoin. So with that being said, let's talk about Bitcoin and where we expect it to come. So just as a review, watch price here. We can't exceed the 68. We have a chance for one more little push up to the upside. I don't think we're going to get it, but there's a slight chance for it. If we get it, it needs to stay below 68.44 and then come on down. Okay, that's if we're corrective and if my assumption is correct. And in the grand scheme of things, what that would be basically is just a 4 wave. Okay. What I see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We need a 5 wave to come on down. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're waiting for to get. Okay. All right, my computer is freezing. Let's go over to Bitcoin and take a peek there. Now, everything here is also in the same move. It's also that same 4 wave pattern that we just saw here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for the fifth wave to the downside. Remember yesterday I said this is going to be a fake move to the upside. What I meant by that is that basically this 4 wave, a 4 wave often comes up kind of steep. It can come up kind of steep and quickly and just fool traders into thinking, hey, we got a reversal now. And that's the point of a 4 wave, and then it reverses on you, and then it comes on down and finishes out, and then it goes up. And so this is the move I'm waiting for right there. So I'm waiting in Bitcoin for a move to the downside, down here to about $9,100 to $9,000 in that ballpark, and then I want to see a move to the upside. Okay, we're looking for a target potentially, if that's right, of about $11,000 once it hits. It's going to go up in 3 waves most likely. We'll talk more about that scenario another day, but for now, let's just stay in the micro count. We've covered the macro yesterday in the live stream. Check it out. Went to a lot of detail on how to count Elliott waves. Did a fantastic tutorial on basic Elliott wave principles there for you to begin learning and understanding Elliott wave if you're interested. So I would suggest that you go ahead and look at the live stream from yesterday. To me, it was gold. But you've got to want to learn, and so you've got to appreciate learning. In that, if you just want daily calls from me, then you might not appreciate it until you get towards the middle of the live stream or the first quarter of the live stream. So you can skip ahead for that once I get into the Bitcoin chart. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I got 1, 2, 3. This looks like 4. It looks like we need another push to the downside. So I'm looking for this right there. Now, so I'm trading. I'm already short in this position, and I'm waiting for this to come on down. Where's my stop loss if it's not going to be short? Well, where did I enter? I entered at $9,800, and I said last night why I entered there. I knew it had a potential to come up here to $9,900, and I was expecting it to potentially, but I wanted to be ready if in case this came on down. Well, it didn't. It didn't come on down. It went on up, which I was expecting. And I'm not that deep. My position isn't so high. I wasn't willing to hold that. In fact, I calculated it and I'm holding it. So, where would my stop loss be if this price comes on up here to the 10,050 region and surpasses it? Then I'm going to be thinking, okay, we've got something different here. We don't have an ABC or a WXY. We've got an impulse wave. This would be an impulse wave. So what's my plan for that? Well, you'll notice the shape that I just drew. This would be the third wave. Then there would be a pullback, and then there'll be a move up. So on this pullback, I would get out of my trade most likely. So we're going to wait for confirmation. So as long as price does not exceed 10,050 and stay up there for a little while, then if it just wicks through it, that's okay. But if it exceeds it and closes beyond it, then the trade has been nullified. Okay, so that's my trade. I'm sharing my trade with you. Could be wrong. I'm not always right in my trades for sure. That's not what trading is about. It's about seeing the setups, and then if the setup is there with good risk reward, then you take it. If the risk reward isn't there, then you don't take it. So my reward is going to be, let me just show you what my risk is. My risk is this much right there. My reward is that much. So the proportionality there between the risk that I'm taking to the reward that I could get is great right there. So I want you to understand how we think about that. Okay, so let's just measure these waves and tell you why I took that trade. Everything again is measuring correctively. Now this one's not so hard as Litecoin because it didn't make a double bottom. This is clearly higher, so that's why my bias on the Litecoin is the same as Bitcoin here. So if I look at this first wave, you can see we came up to the 1276 and tagged it, came on down for a second wave, and then came on up. So let's go ahead and ABC, ABC. So let's move our fibs and project the next wave up there. The next wave up, sorry. ABC, ABC, there it is. There it is. I was getting confused at my fibs for a minute. Okay, so we've got an ABC down here to this ABC, and that puts our fibs up here. The 1276 is 9,900. We've actually gone past it, and we have could potentially be coming up here to the 10th. That we got potential for one more push, but I think we're just going to come on down here. That's my take on it. Looks like we've got the reversal that we're looking for. There is a potential. I can see it in the waves that we do this trick. Okay, so watch out for another wick to the upside. Maybe not that high, but like that, and then on down. That would create our fifth wave in this one because I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I can see that potential there. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're looking at here. I'm looking for a reversal down here to the trend line to about $9,100. That's what I'm watching for. Remember, this trade is invalidated past 1050, $10,050. It doesn't mean, I mean, that's a good place to cut the trade and look for a pullback and go long, or just wait to the larger pullback, because there will be a larger wave pullback. When it takes a little longer to wait for it, and you've got to be more patient. But if this trade is invalidated and we go past, I just want to prepare you for how that looks. Okay, this would be 1, 2. We got 3 up here, 4. 5. Okay, there's 5 waves. Once that 5 waves is complete, you're going to have a 3 wave to the downside. This is your entry point long. Okay, so understand that's the play. I don't think we're going to get that. In fact, I'm 99% sure, but again, I never want to act like I'm certain about anything because I don't want to mislead you. Because I'm never certain, but that's what the Elliott waves are telling me right now. Okay, all right. So be careful. That's what we're looking for. You've got what to watch. You've got the levels to watch. I hope you guys have a fantastic Labor Day. Enjoy your time with your family. I slept in today. I needed some valuable sleep, so that's why this video is coming to you late. But yeah, we'll see you on tomorrow. If there's anything worth live streaming about or anything worth updating you for, I might consider another video later on tonight, but definitely one will be out tomorrow. I will definitely, my Telegram group, I will be updating you throughout the day. I am working today, but this evening I will definitely update you guys as well. All right, love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.